Hi there, this is Live Prep here, and a young lady sent me this response when I did a video talking about what would happen in the SHTF events with water contaminations and possibility of things. And she's got a lot of good points. But I'm going to tell you what, this girl has a positive attitude on things, and if things does ever go bad, I want this girl on my team. But she is from another country, and she said, here, so this here is the little response right here. You can see it. Now, you here, I'm probably mispronouncing her name, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it, because I'm just terrible with stuff like that. But it says, I mostly don't come to these type of videos, but all this SHTF couldn't cause much worry. I mean, half of your country isn't just going to drop dead or disappear suddenly. Now, she said half the country. She didn't say all of it. She just said half of it. And she's got a good point there. They're not going to just die overnight and due to contamination or sickness or anything like that. It's not going to happen overnight. The facilities that manage sewage or nuclear power are under close watch and regulations. An accident can occur, even a nuclear war, but that won't stop them from shutting things down safely. Now, that can go either way. Now, if they have the time. So, whether it's Mother Nature or man-made, and they don't have the time, because I'm going to just tell you, when that tsunami hit Japan, there was no warning. Really, there wasn't enough warning, enough time. 10,000 people died from that, all that. The one that happened several years back, 200,000 people died that they are aware of, and the numbers could be much higher than that. Families was torn apart. There was contamination. There was children that went missing. No telling how many wound up in the slave market over all this. 200,000 people that they know, that it can estimate, that they can kind of say, yeah, this amount of people did, because they've come by and have said, look, I'm looking for this one. But how many more did die that we're not aware? They didn't have no warning. I mean, it just happened, bam, like that. So it can happen like that rather quickly, whether it's a serious virus outbreak or a meteor shower or whatever. And they're not going to always have the chance of shutting things down safely in a situation. Now, it says, and if anything does occur, the plans carried out to contain it and supply the local population go above and beyond generosity, says. Yes, I see people pull together, and you'll see them on the video showing them pulling together and things. But in a really major situation, it's going to be overwhelming. You got a city of 8 million people, and you need to clear that 8 million people out. And you can only, you're giving them as much time as you can, or maybe you're waiting last minute contact. It's still going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and trying to get everything shut down safely is a key issue in that. And the question is, even if you get it shut down safely, my dear friend, if things happen, whether it's hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, whatever it is, and it destroys that facility, then you're going to have raw sewage and contaminations going into the water from these plants. And I'm not just talking about water plants. I'm not talking about sewage plants in particular. I'm talking about all kinds of plants that makes products, and they have chemicals and things in their system in events like that, and they get destroyed, and all that is leaking into the system. That's what I'm talking about. So, says, sure, there'll be initial panic, but there's nothing to worry for mostly. I don't know. I mean, if it's just an isolated incident within, even then, I've seen people really upset when there was water contamination. People are showing up pictures in their hand for the water. The prices of water was jacked up. They was gone off the shelves and things. Gas would go up. It would get kind of chaotic. And I had some friends that back in Tennessee, they said, how are we supposed to take a bath? Lordy, praise be. It's called rainwater. It's called going down to the local spring somewhere that you know about and getting a bath and doing what you got to do in a situation. But that don't always happen. It says, even if you really don't trust anyone, you're still okay with a water filter. It's not that I don't trust people. There's a lot of good people out there. There really is. A lot of caring people out there. And they try to make a difference every day out there. They get out there and they struggle and they try to make a difference in so many ways. And I'm thankful for those people. But at the same time, you got to also realize there's so many people who've become so codependent on things, my dear friend, that they have forgotten how to do things for themselves. I want you to do me a favor, my young lady. You here? Her name is Yuki. I'm terrible about pronunciation. It's a Yukiho. And her last name, it starts with Haggiwara. So I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I'm really terrible. As I've told people, I've got a speech impairment, dyslexic, and I see words different and I pronounce them different. But I'm thankful that you came to my site and checked it out. I appreciate it because I like getting these point of views here. But I want you to do some research. But I want you to do something else for me. I want you to go down and sit somewhere in some markets or whatever and just watch people. Watch people that are becoming very codependent on things. And think about what would happen in that situation. It says water filters is not your mom's tap water, mind you. In a stagnant pond or river, yeah, it might taste like ass water, and that's right. I've tasted some pretty bad water. I've drank sulfur water. It tasted like rotten eggs. It just flat out stunk and it tastes bad. But it's still okay to drink and boil it if you wish to get it tasting decent. But what about radiation? It says, well, isotopes come in all sizes. They really do. A good filter, this example is a soil, will likely catch a decent percentage of them, making it pretty okay to drink. Food, well, that's for another time. But anyway, that's just my piece. And she says sorry, but there's no need to apologize. I enjoy these point of views. I enjoy a point of view of people talking to me like human beings. I don't enjoy some of these point of views when they say really cussing and swearing and saying some nasty, mean, hateful things. I just block those kind of people off. But I do want you to do some research. My dear lady here, my dear friend, I want you to take some time, set it apart, and just start watching people. Go to the supermarkets. Go to these department stores that's owned by the corporations and things. That's changed from when your parents was young, and just sit there and watch people. And you'll see how they've gotten very used to just being able to go get in their water and go get their food and go get they don't have nothing at home. And look at people's trash. I mean, I'm not telling you go dig through it, but just start looking at what you see at the edge of the road when they're throwing things away. You'll see a lot of gold stuff. You'll see beer cans. You'll see whatever. People are becoming less and less prepared. And it's happening not just here. It's happening everywhere as people are becoming domestic. Let's put it that way. You still have a lot of cultures, a lot of communities that totally depends on their self-awareness. But if you take a look and you'll start seeing pots and pans, you'll see them with clothes on and stuff. You don't see them making all their stuff. So it's happening everywhere. And a lot of people are forgetting how to take care of themselves. So am I paranoid? No, maybe a little, but not to the point that I see boogeyman around every corner. Now, I got some friends they're really radical. And they just flat out see gloom and doom and everything, and that's just how it is. I don't really see, I just see there's possibilities of things that can go bad, that possibilities that I do want to have some water on hand, I do want to have filters on hand, I do want to have the knowledge of living off the land and nature if I need it in the event that water becomes contaminated and things like that. So people will die from poisoning. And if storms hit, whatever safety precautions these factories or department stores or whatever they have taken can be damaged within an instant and gone. It will be poured into the systems. The waters will become contaminated from those chemicals. So just look outside the box. Now, I enjoy your point of view, and I hope you give me some more point of views later on. I love to talk back and forth with you here. It's obvious you're a very intelligent person, you know, and in a doomsday situation, if you and I were side by side, I would need your positive outlook to keep me going on days I get like doom and gloom and depressed myself. But this here is a good point, like I said, but I do feel that even if they do put things under control and shut it down after a while, if it happens at a massive event, like I said, when Japan did and that tsunami hit and it destroyed the plants and did other damages and things like that, even though they was able to get it shut down, there was radiation and other things exposed. So that's something to think about. But I am glad you did check my video out, and thank you so much for this here. And I'm glad you got a positive attitude. But I'm not really what you call paranoid. I just share a lot of information from articles and stuff I read, and I wanted to share things that I feel it could happen and try to get people a little less codependent on things and start standing on their own 2 feet, thinking about their families and stuff, and maybe having some of that extra stuff prepared and put up. You just don't know what's going to happen out there. So being a little bit prepared for Mother Nature, especially if you live in the areas where floods happen and earthquakes happen, and even if it don't happen that often, it's good to have a little backup supply just in case. So, you know, this is Life Prepper here now. Thank you so much, young lady or mature lady or whoever you are. And I don't even know what country you come from, but I appreciate this so much that you sent this to me. And I want everybody safe, be happy. Bless you all.